Good morning. Getting a little bit of allergies just now. And we've still got that lingering on. We did get a. There's still no map logs. We did get a life log update. Which means. Where was I running this from? Actually, no, this needs a path. We can test the revised import. And you see, it's got a problem. Number of values exceeds number of columns, so we got a mismatch somewhere. And this must be on something that's on insert only. Like didn't do a key match or whatever. So I put some names in. 309. Oh. Nope. That one. Key columns plus name ID. Oh. Yeah, we don't have this anymore. Failing row contains Oh, okay, that's right. We had to put this back temporarily. I have to put this into key columns? No, you're not key columns. Because of the not null, we did that name ID. Unduplicate, let's see, we wouldn't want to update that. I mean, if all of this works, the next thing we do is drop that column. But we want to see everything working first. Wait. There wasn't actual data there. Maybe we only got the small server files. There's like a little bit of space freed up. Um. Oh, maybe it refreshed the dates on some files, but didn't actually get new data? Okay, that would be today. I mean, that looks like data that would not have been there last time we ran this. So did we not successfully import? Now, it still had that count of lives. Huh. So we would have gotten some of those. Birth. All right, that expression is correct. That expression is correct. No, that's a timestamp. That's the player ID. Three, 4, 1, 9, 9, 5, 9. So we're not actually inserting new data. That's a problem. That is a capital problem. So that would mean... Oh, I may have still marked it as done, though. If it thought it was done. So how far back would that go, then? All right, so what is the highest life ID we do have? That'll tell us when we're updated through. Okay, that worked. 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3. It's probably going to be the end of a file. Let's see. We were last working on Friday. 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, there may have been some from Saturday. No, we were working on Saturday. 3, 4, 1, 5. 3, 4, 1, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2. That's midway. This is problem, but we had a partial of it on Saturday. So everything from here down didn't get inserted. But that's basically what we changed on Saturday. All right, well, this lets us isolate down to a single file that has stuff that did not previously exist. And actually something that I did, is it the rake task? Yeah, I forgot to switch this thing back. So Big Server 2, 2019, 2020, 10, October, 03. Not that's it's names if it's names. So that lets us isolate to a simpler test case. And we would like to see the number of lives increase. Oh. Okay, typo. Big Server 2. Big Server 2. 2020-10. October 03. Saturday, I was looking at Saturday names. Okay, deaths, both births. That said it increased the number of... Increased the number of lives. And this is one of the ones that was updated today. So that means my time temp checks aren't working? Server not found. Let's load names. Okay, so this loop is responsible for... What the heck are you doing to me here? And you see, if I do this, it's going to do everything. I could perhaps restrict it to a single server, and those would be some of the most recent ones. But it tried to do that, it just failed. No. Well, it shouldn't actually do anything. Load server. Load server, load collection. Sets up all that stuff. I don't think we have anything that exercises load server specifically. But I could probably put a skip in here. Is it match? Until we spam everything here. Before we spam everything here. Oh. Oh. Well, okay, that was the Saturday that we did before. So the individual file worked. We didn't have any updates. So it's not just that. I think that was only one server. Okay. So only do one server. $727, 1413. Now those are like different date formats. Yeah, one of them is a time offset, one of them doesn't. Are they even comparable? Also, this is an opposite sign. So log file.date. Fetch stat is a time, log file.date. I think we still have time zones to contend with, though. No, that fetched at. And that's date is a time. That's lifelog.fetchstat. So this would be if we updated it. So lifelog.fetchstat must. That didn't change this one. All right. That's -5. +5 would be like 12. So I might believe, let's see, so that is the log file date. I might believe that was 2 hours ago, then we updated it recently. So I think I may have to just delete any... Wait, log file date. Okay, so 9:30 must have been when we did the bulk import of everything. I think I'm gonna have to just delete all log files. Because on an individual basis, they seem to work. Oh, so we do next if. So I was constructing this to be like needs to be updated. So life log file. So this is the record. The log file is newer than what we had recorded. So unfortunately, I can't necessarily get back to this state where that one particular day was in. And then like one of these we like manually reprocessed. Does that not work? Oh, you know what? It's this loop that updates that. But it's still newer than the file date itself. Now we obviously inserted some new records when we forced that file. So what do I need to... We'll probably want to stay in one server for now. And maybe I should even be working on a smaller server. There's not going to be as much going on there. There's not going to be any lineage stuff that is linear clues that something happened. I think I commented that out. Yes. So the server we're printing is the full path. If I can't, if I did an exact equal instead of a match. We do have stuff for server 1, right? Not very much. But a few. Okay, that's not it. Lifelog underscore files. Alright, ID, path, fetch stat. Yeah, I'm just treating this as files. Well, if I go ahead and redo everything beyond a certain date, and then work incrementally on the servers. How do we do comparisons? I used a Postgres on Heroku, which at the basic plan has a row limit that I'm approaching, or will eventually. So right now I'm just looking at moving to Postgres, so I don't have to change a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, the Heroku plans, I see if I just go there, it's going to go into my account. Add-ons? Heroku Postgres. Let's see. Has a 10 million rows. Next plan is $50 a month. I don't want to do that. Well, what I'm looking at right now is I'm also doing some structural changes. So I built up a new database, and I'm going to and restructuring it a bit, and I'm going to see if I can do a backup restore on the other server. However, I found, because I'm restructuring things, I had to change my import process, and now I've discovered that it's not actually importing things. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. I don't think I had new data at the time I was doing that, so I could only test like sort of refreshing or attempting to refresh data. So it wasn't immediately obvious that nothing had happened. I haven't gotten there yet. Before I did the restructuring, I did do a dump, and the dump file is significantly less than the live size, which is about 5.7 gigabytes, I think. And by importing, I mean that the database is letting me query query data that is otherwise in plain text files. So I'm importing, it's not CSV, but close enough, into the data. No blobs. There's a couple of common strings that I factored out. One of them I want to be able to search, and doing that in a smaller table has helped a little bit. However, my immediate problem is that I attempted to do a data import this morning, and there were no new records added. So that was a problem. I mean, I guess for this, let's see. No, that was the backup command. This is just a little one-off database operation. We're trying to do... Okay, that's the table name. Oh, but now I need to know how to do dates in Postgres, so it's still research. Or is it date or timestamp? It's a date time at Ruby level. Yeah. I'm not actually changing database type. Maybe there would be a better option for that, but I am currently using some Postgres stuff. This probably hasn't changed. So is that actual syntax? Well, I need a date time. That's timestamp. I'm going to assume that's like UTC? Or like database standard? So, get me... Well, but now I have to deal with what these dates are in Postgres land. Oh, well, hey, the one we happened to get was a well, they're almost all 930. Fetched at greater than timestamp 2020 0930. So it was, and that initial import may have taken a little bit. So let's just pick a time farther on. $242. Well, you about half that because it's name files. So that's 100. There's 12 servers. So I guess that could be 12 days. Ish. Some of which would be imported under the old scheme. All right, now our import is restricted down to a single Well, some of these actually are going to be repeats. So it's going to be hard to narrow this down. Or they're going to be duplicating data, redoing data. Okay, and it filled in 4 people. So we did get some new lives there. You're welcome. Let's see, so 88616. Wait. 8088616. 8086. You know what? I was clearing out from the name import stuff that didn't have an account attached. And I was restricting myself to a singular file before. So it sounds like we're not assigning the account ID, and then the name import is wiping them back out. So if I were to redo the single file thing, which is going to be kind of a weird situation. Well, then I rerun the whole thing and we delete it and then we re-import it. Or I guess this is a relatively fast test too. So right now, I do have a process that is kind of counting on creating these and then having an account ID null. So I can't just like make that a constraint or anything. So that's the name import process, which I skipped when I actually did do that one thing, or just do the one log file. So that means we are not getting proper account ID. You know, I probably checked to see if there were any that were missing, but we'd done names. Okay, but that's going to delete it. So we could go back. Actually, no, load collection isn't going to matter because when we do this, we're doing a specific file. Eight six, 8 That didn't rerun lineage, so it didn't do that. But now we have data that is probably bad. Yep. That's actually... $25.06, 1816. Did It's less than I expected. Oh, but we did a partial import on that day, so maybe it tried to update those. But only that many were new. Because we kind of got the morning when we did that partial update. Well, if we rerun that, it probably won't fix it. We can check though. Okay, yes. And whatever we're doing should probably fix that. All right. We got 2634 accounts in total. Seems like that adds up. Duplicate key ignore. We built up a map of that, we think. Did I just like forget to put this in or something? No, we did comma data. We said, here's our life. Hash should be to ID. Hash ID gender. It's common data for everything. So yeah, the rest of those details aren't of interest right now. This is going to be spammy as heck. Yeah. That just shouldn't happen. I guess we could say unless here. So why are you happening? Oh, it's an empty object. Wonderful. We inserted nothing. Did we get an account table? What? Oh, it's a data query. I don't even know what each does. Well, if you call each on a query, that might make sense. I think my problem here might be... Okay, so first of all, I copied some code. Second of all, most or all of these people don't have names yet. And forgot to change it. Hey, would you look at that? Okay, so we didn't have nil there, but we still have... Oh, if I considered... Did I consider that a key column? I don't think I considered that a key column. Oh, on conflict, update these columns. That is not going to be the common columns. Well... this is where we go. We do that. Just count it. Now it's 0. That really shouldn't happen, though. All right, so what have we done? We could go ahead and try the full thing on one server first. Okay, that's mostly going to be from the other file we did. And while that runs, I need more water. I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, is this a ceremonial murder shirt? Dress me up, stand me in the swamp, fail to kill me before I... Alright, well the storm is not... It's around somewhere. Are you... Oh, Alpha Games.
What? How did he not die from that? He was literally getting hit. And he just stopped getting hit.
this is not very flat. There we go. This is better. No. Stop. Okay.
All right,
good.
I see you. All right, 3, 2,
2,
1. All right, go. I heard the pop.
What's happening? Is it working?
All right, I'm landing at the place you were. And we're back. All right, we seem to have run to completion. Updated all that stuff. These should have been deleted, so that shouldn't be an issue. We are at 8093, so that's been an increase. And what were... I probably lost the player ID I looked up before. Cache. We would expect to see. I forget if I did you as numbers. Probably numbers. Three, 4, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1. Oh, that's an expression. And we got data for you. Oh, I guess I was still recording these, so I could have done fix up on it, but... Well, no, because they were getting deleted because they had no ID. All right, so that's a fix. Let's see, server, ring stuff. Okay, so that one made that comparable. That was the bug. That was a catch for the bug. That was an issue with our interim stat. That was a new test file, which is really only relevant because it was recent. Well, I reset everything that was since the initial import, which would have been anything since I started working, so I shouldn't have... Anything that had that nil would have been deleted by that, and then it would have been updated or re-imported, so I think that's all good. So with that resolved, I don't need to be keeping around... I've been debating whether to keep this column and just not really use it. Because it is kind of primary data. I don't have any other column that fully represents the name data, but... It's mainly just a data size concern that we've got a whole bunch of duplicated strings in there, and the smaller the table is, hopefully the faster it can get scanned. So to drop a column, All right, so that's migration. Create lives. Presumably, removing the column would remove the index, but I don't know if it's that strongly tied. Where's the data type in that format? Having all the details in there lets it be theoretically reversible. All you'd have to go re-import the data or move it back from their table. Do you have an example? So table, column, type. Index. Moving the index longer than the column. Interesting. Maybe that's like a garbage collection thing to clean it up. Oh, nope. It's not all done yet, because we also... And this is where we kind of have to also... Oop. I won't do anything. Run a quick test to see if there's any leftover column references. And then our import... Import the account hash, account table. So common columns that does not exist anymore. Don't need you. That might take care of it. No, this is life. Right, this is where we had our name only left over. The key columns, name ID. So that was our one-time import. Which I guess technically doesn't make sense, but and I know I ended up using some of the patch things when I was rebuilding it. And we won't necessarily really run everything because we don't have new data yet. In fact, we don't have any new files currently. Well, I can forcibly rerun something. Just to exercise some of the statements, at least. Of course, it doesn't touch the names. The names will run into problems. Let's see, was this at... Was this at a point where we had names? Oh no, I've got a names test down here. Oh, you may not have been used since I did the caching thing. Alright, so this would turn into... I think the log files are the same. Okay, no errors on that. Alright, in my notes I had, let's see, this was my other backup. Nope. And I guess I probably shouldn't have that file name in there, just in case I actually did overwrite it. Now, one thing I didn't think about was trying to match my Docker instance to the exact version RDS is going to be. I don't know if that'll be an issue for the backups. I mean, like, backups would be a thing you'd use to move between database instances of, like, if you're doing a version upgrade or something. All right, we have added data. We have also compressed some columns. So yeah, some of the having less string duplication helped a little bit. Now, I don't yet know if this is actually an easy thing to do. So first we have to log in. All right, so when we figure this out, we're going to have to... Well, it might have turned back on already. Yeah, it stopped, but I said they'd turn it back on after a week. All right, so... I guess I could just not connect to it. I might be able to just connect and restore it back up. Well, it's not quite gigabytes. It's a third of a gigabyte. No, not third procedure triggers. This Postgres database under the following conditions. Same database engine. That I don't know. Entire database. They say we recommend this, and then they say migration service is the best approach. Continue ongoing application to switch over target. Well, I want the change structure at the same time, so oops. Oh. Okay, yeah, I guess he wouldn't want snapshots during the process. Multi-availability zone probably has some replication cost. Oh, you know what? Interesting, because I do daily big data dumps. Seems more it gives you less contention on write-ahead log. There were some warnings about that on the other import. Max wall size. Oh, wait. So the default Postgres that I got was complaining about max wall size. So it's defaulting to 9? I just assumed it would be a recent version. Checkpoint timeout. Speed up writes. Data loss and server crash. Wall generation speed. Loading data. Okay. PG restore. Not granted when you create a DBS and can use for importing data. S3 data. From an EC2. What kind of data? Okay, they've got a special extension. So is this like a CSV import kind of thing? Format CSV. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's going to have a importer for our data format. Of course, now I've got to deal with all these settings. I haven't actually done a lot of maintenance level Postgres stuff. It's all been either a local instance where I haven't cared that much about it, or like a Heroku database, where I don't even know if I can change those things. Now, that would normally be a configuration file thing, I think. Can I modify this while it stopped? Multi-AZ, no. Was there something else that was in that same class of backups? Is that a tab? Maintenance and backups. Auto minor version upgrade. That's maintenance. Oh, cool. Pending maintenance. Automated backup enabled 7 days. Where do I change that? Is that configuration? It's not up right now. The WordPress died and I haven't replaced it yet. Maybe it's option group. Now where do I change? Where do I disable backup? Backup retention. Okay. Enabled 7 days. I can click on restore time. I've got a page size, snapshot. No, that's like view, table view. There's pending maintenance. That's table view. Is it the option group? Okay, instance, snapshot. Name, persistent, permanent port, security groups. I'm not sure what kind of options those are for. Replication. Oh, it's a different tab. Restore at a point in time. Oh, that just pops up a date view. Okay, so it's not this. Restore at a point in time. Wrap lines, DB names. This is just columns. Maybe snapshots? Manual snapshots. Backup service. Exports. Yeah, this is just view. All right. How do we do this? Working with backups. That's been available for it to occur. I mean, maybe because it's shut down, it doesn't give me the options. Backup window, backup retention period. Well, it actually is configuring the retention period is how they said to do it. When you create an instance, they said change it for an import, so you have to be able to switch it back and forth. Modify. Okay, how? Of course, I've been looking for enable disable. I keep forgetting that it's doing that. Oh, disabling. Console. Databases. Instance. Modify. Backup retention period. I guess I can't modify it because it stopped. Just wanted to pause billing while I sorted out the database restructuring stuff. Well, I assume that there's still some storage and things, but at least the instance pricing. Let's see. Modifier DB parameter group. Working with parameter groups. Your DB engine configuration by associating your instance with parameter groups. Without specifying any DB instance, uses a default DB parameter group, contains database engine defaults. Create a new parameter group. Okay. Let's manually reboot the instance. Creating a group. Parameter groups. Okay, there's option groups and parameter groups. Yep, still starting. Do we have any usage information? Aurora, default cluster parameter group. Okay, so this is for Postgres 12. Now this is default, which means I probably want to create a new one. Do we use a template? Parameter group family. It's not Aurora. So I was thinking I could have different parameter groups for import and non-import, but like, what if I end up changing other settings? Hey, it's a second PG. I guess I only need this to be import settings right now. Otherwise, I'm just using the default. Okay, so application name. All right, now... All right, synchronous commit. Local on off. Oh, no, we skipped some. Depends on the size of your host. Blah, 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 blah. Actually, it's classes. Classes was like the big thing. It was T3. db.t3.micro. I'm assuming that's pretty much the same. Not a lot of memory. So we'd go to the smaller one. Greatest. Instance class memory divided by something. Now you see, I don't suppose there's going to be a drop down. Well, this is only going to be my import parameters, and I'm going to change the parameter set back, right? Oh, also, we could just do that. We'd keep a little bit of that element. Checkpoint segments. Okay. Not a thing in this version. Oh, and max wall size. Oh, but this is 12. Well, pfft. So that's already 2048. Value but gives you less contention. When I was doing data imports earlier, it said increase max wall size. Well, maybe it actually ends up doing less disk stuff, and they were recommending that for standard workloads. Checkpoint timeout, none. 1800. Synchronous commit off, wall buffers. 8192. Auto vacuum off. All right, how's our database doing? All right, is available. I guess we'd have to modify it. I know when I originally set this up, it had the passwords on it. See, maintenance, performance, log, monitoring, backup, Kerberos, database options. You can change the master password, but it's blank. Okay, no. Parameter group. Backup. And I presume this is the commit button. Well, this is actually the window off the screen. Okay. Next. Apply immediately above. Ah. Okay, I'm assuming that this is like going to be a restart situation. Modifying. All right, now, so they had used the standard tools and database migrations. Oh, database migration service might be live database to live database. In a replication instance. Yeah, I think this is for live databases. They're talking about replication. So it's not like a thing that just manages like a backup restore for you. Still modifying. All right. Now, question is, would I need to get, well, that was just a actually, I've already got a database console. So there's that one. Copyright. Backslash commands, command line options, variables. Informational. cast, object descriptions, domains, default privileges, user mapping, text, roles, indexes. Databases, formatting, connection, operating system, variables, large objects. What was the other help thing? Question options. I don't know that I can execute them from here, though. Okay, so this is 13. So I don't know if this can connect and upload a backup to 12. I might need to get a 12 instance. And then, well, yeah, I would only need the 12 to upload the dump, which I think dumps are going to be a little bit more compatible, hopefully. Since it's something you would use to change versions. I would need to log into you, though. Did the Rails command for that work? There was like db console. No, because it's trying to use the system PSQL. That would have provided a connection URL to it. Unless it's also able to use that. Would Postgres look for a variable called database URL? Well, that would still be environment. That would be going to... That would still be a Docker parameter. So what do we got here? We've got, well, there's your PG password. Docker run, that's the container, the command. That's the networking host, which it's referencing a server on, or referencing back to the containing server. There's your user. There's your database. I guess host would be the same as what would be the AWS. And the database name, which I think I actually had that metal variable thing. So we could see if this would even connect. Actually, this would be enough stuff. No. Okay, we don't need you. That is the notes. Oh, a second instance. All right, so try and connect to you. We need that. We need, let's see, so that instance, that command, that host. We need the user. We need the database name. Or is it just a server? In which we can create databases. Oh, that was my... I was technically using the development database there? Oh, pending reboot. Okay, so modifying parameters is not the same as a reboot, apparently. So then we need the user and the password. I guess I don't have to have the password on there. That's one less thing. I don't know if it would prompt for user as well. Well, that would be enough to... Oops, wrong command. That'd be enough to... Oh. That means I edited the wrong one. Oh, yeah, I was trying to figure out what the database name was. Now, I guess I could try to get... That, That would have to at least create the database. So if I flipped this over... Then how do we set... Rails set environment? I mean, it's going to be environment variables. Environment variables. Export our particular command. Of course, we're rebooting right now. This doesn't have a convenient refresh button. Available. Oh, I have to run this in Foreman to get the environment variable, which... let's see, regular proc file.dev. Let's see, we did db create. And then that would run with a Foreman environment. Just in a .env file. db create. Cannot connect to server. And it's still trying to do server development. Env equals production. Well, if I can connect, I can do that elsewhere. I just thought that might be, well, that was one test of, and I thought I had actually connected to this earlier. Of course, was that a previous instance? And then we tried to do Aurora, and that turned out to not be accessible from the outside. Well, the login stuff I can't really do well on stream. Also, it's coming up on where I wanted to end up early just because I have an appointment this afternoon. Going to the dentist. So before that, I need to allow for travel time. I want to have lunch and make sure cleaned up before there. I figure it'll be polite to take a shower before I sit right under somebody's nose. So just to make sure I don't end up in a crunch, I want to cut off early and make sure I have time for all of that stuff. And it also seems like I'm running into this thing where I need to be doing command lines with passwords and things. So maybe that's something I can mess with in any leftover time I end up with there. If I can get a connection, I think it's just going to be, like, what is it, like PG restore? You know, maybe I have to do the create command myself and stuff. I'm not sure if the backup includes the schema, but that would, if I can get a console connection, I should be able to get a Rails connection for schema load. And there's got to be a way to back up schemas too. Anyway, it's around where I was thinking I wanted to cut off here. We fixed our data error, or we fixed our database import errors. I guess I never checked it off in the to-do list, but that's easy. So it's just a short little stream today because I got stuff to do. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who hosted me. Let's see, do I even have any coders on right now? Okay. That looks like some web app dev. That's what I'm normally on. So yeah, I see somebody working on Node Express Mongo. Last time I was there, it has a pretty loud music, which isn't always my thing. But otherwise, seems like he was doing a pretty good job on coding and talking about it. So if we're looking to say it's cool to hang out, Mr. Demon Wolf is working on some web dev. That's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.